सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति। अखण्डं सच्चिदानन्दम् अवाङ्मनसगोचरम् आत्मानमखिलाधारम् आश्रयेभीष्टसिद्धये अर्थतोऽप्यद्वयानन्दान् अतीतद्वैतभानतः गुरूनाराध्य वेदान्त सारं वक्ष्ये यथामति। So, summary.
We were seeing the 6th chapter in which the jnana phalam is given, and the first phalam we are seeing is Jivan Mukti Rupa Phalam. In the last class we had seen the description of a Jivan Mukta, and now in that it was said that Jivan Mukta is Akhila Bandha Rahitaha Brahmanishtaha, and to substantiate that now a Shruti is quoted in 218.
218 or 228?
218.
Sorry. Okay. 228, you are right, 218.
विद्यते हृदयग्रन्थिः छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशयाः क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि तस्मिन् दृष्टे परावरे इत्यादि श्रुतेः. So in this Shruti it is said tasmin paravare brahmani drushte, when that Brahma is seen, is appreciated intimately. And here paravara refers to Brahma, and for that we saw two ways of seeing that. So paravara can be paraha cha avaraha cha.
Paraha cha aso avaraha cha.
Asau avaraha cha karmadharaya samasa, and here param refers to karanam and avaram refers to karyam. So that which is both karanam and karyam, that is Brahma. And we further understood that it is to be understood as one which is free from both karyam and karanam. And then the second way we can see it is paraha hiranyagarbhaha avaraha yasmat brahmanaha, the one from which Hiranyagarbha, which is called para, is inferior.
Means it is superior to?
Even Hiranyagarbha.
Yes.
So when that Brahma is intimately appreciated, then what happens? So three things are described here. The first is Vidyate Hridaya Granthihi, the knot of the heart is destroyed. And what is Hridaya Granthihi? Again, that can be seen in three ways. The first is avidya kama. Hridaya Granthi refers to avidya and kama. The second is it can refer to atma natmanoho itare itaradhyasaha. And third, it can refer to ahankaraha.
But second and third almost same.
I think we saw it as same somewhere.
It can be. I gave a word, but same. It can be seen in the same manner. Ahankara is a representative of
So this knot of the heart is destroyed. And then the second result given is sarva samshayaha chhidyante. All the doubts are resolved. And what kind of doubts? The doubts which are preventing my owning up of myself as limitless Brahma. All those doubts are resolved.
Mainly regarding what?
Mainly regarding this pramana and prameya and jiva jagata ishvara. And asya karmani kshiyante. Asya refers to for this wise person, the karmas are destroyed. And here the Sanchita karma are destroyed literally, while Agami karma are not produced, whereas Prarabdha karma give the Prarabdha karma from the onlooker's standpoint are still there till the life is there, but from the wise person's standpoint, even Prarabdha is not there. So these three results are Ityari Shrutehe, Akhila Bandharahitah Brahmanishtaha.
तो कर्माणि इति बहुवचनं कथं?
Because Sanchita karma is of many types, therefore Bahuvachan can be justified.
What is the problem? Why this question comes?
Because yes, he said karmani kshiyante, but only one type of karma, Sanchita karma, is literally destroyed. The other two are not literally destroyed. Ityadi Shrutehe, and by Adi we can say this Katha Upanishruti, Matva Dhiro Matva Harsha Shokau Jahati.
Devam Matva Dhiro Harsha Shokau Jahati.
And then now the next paragraph is answering a possible question. The question is there a connection of the wise person with the body, and based on that connection, is there an interaction for the wise person? And if that interaction is there, what is the difference between the wise person and an ignorant person? And if the interaction is not there, then the body should immediately fall off. But that also we don't see. So what is the status of wise person with respect to karma?
Or what is the status of karma with reference to wise person? Both ways.
And in the next 219, we had seen the main sentence. The main sentence is Ayam tu yutthana samaye sharirena indriya gramena antahkarnena cha purva vasanaya kriyamanani karmani bhujyamanani cha prarabdha karmani pashyan api baditatva paramarthatah na pashyati. So ayam refers to this wise person, whereas this wise person yutthana samaye, at the time of vyavahara kale. Here yutthana is a technical term. It is used in yoga shastra mainly, and they talk about two states for a yogi. One is samadhi samaya and second is yutthana samaya. Yutthana samaya is samadhi bhinna samaya, and for our purpose it is vyavahara kale. So at the time of transaction, what happens? This kriyamanani karmani pashyan, the wise person is seeing the actions which are being done. And why are they being done? Purva vasanaya, on account of earlier impressions. And how are the actions being done? Sharirena indriya gramena antahkarnena cha. And for each of these, the Granthakara gives some adjectives. For sharirena, it is given mansa shonita mutra purishadi bhajanena, by the body which is containing flesh, mansa, flesh, shonita, blood, mutra, urine, purisha, excreta, adi, bone, etc.
Adi bone. Good.
And this type of description also serves one more purpose. It shows that the body, the sense organs and the mind of wise person is not different from an ignorant person. Then the next is Indriya Gramena, by the group of sense organs or organs. And how are they? Andhya Mandhya Patutvadi Bhajanena, which are having Andhya, blindness, Mandhya, dullness, Apatutva,
non-clear vision,
non-clearness, Adi, etc. And then
Adipadena Patutva. Means some organs are working very well, some organs not working. Like people who are blind, no? Their ears will be very good. Little bit sound they understand. Smell also. So some apatu andhya will be there, some patu. In fact, here Andhya, Mandya and Patutva also is the reading. Because that will be a better reading because Mandya covers Apatutva to some extent. Otherwise we have to differentiate Mandya and Apatutva. Apatutva we have to say there's squint vision or something, you know. So something like LLTT they call it. No, LLTT you know that. What is LLTT?
Looking London, talking Tokyo.
Yes, that is called LLTT. Okay, so that is called this Apatutva.
And then Antahkaranena cha, by the mind. And what kind of mind? Ashana, Pipasa, Shoka, Mohadi, Bhajanena. The mind which is having Ashana, hunger, Pipasa, thirst, Shoka, grief, Moha, delusion, etc. And here the question can be, how can wise person have Shoka, Moha, etc.? The answer we will see today.
Okay. So we are seeing the topic of Jnana Phalam in the form of Jivan Mukti, freedom while living. And what is the definition of Jivan Mukta? It was said, Akhila Bandha Rahitaha Brahmanishtaha. Jivan Mukta is the one who is Brahmanishtha, abiding in Brahma, means abiding in the knowledge of Brahma, and thereby Akhila Bandha Rahitaha, free from all types of bondage. We had seen various types of bondages also. And to substantiate this idea, Mundaka Shruti was quoted. Vidyate hridaya granthi chidyante sarva samshayaha kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin paravare drishte sati. Then, now regarding a wise person, some possible doubt can be there. And the doubt is answered. See, it is a very funny thing that people have so much agenda for a wise person. As a sadhaka, what should I do? He doesn't bother so much. Sadhaka Lakshana comes, he doesn't have many questions because he has to do. Now, wise person, how can he do it? Wise person, when you become wise person, you don't do it. Simple as people have this question. As a wise person, how can he travel by car? As a wise person, how can he use this iron clothes? People have so many questions. So, wise person should not do, but are you a wise person? No. Then why should you bother about a wise person? Let him be a wise person. When you become a wise person, if it is not correct, it will not happen. But our approach is that we generally don't address our issues. We are bothered about others' issues. My neighbor should not do like this. My neighbor should not treat his spouse like this. But how are you doing? What are you doing? That we don't do. So, our mind is like this. So, we have so many questions about a wise person, but very few questions about a sadhaka. As a sadhaka, what should I do? That you should ask. Anyway, so one question can be there that does a wise person use his body mind sense complex or not for doing transaction? If he is using his body mind sense complex with transaction, then he is not different from ignorant person, because he also will have the same body, same organs, same mind, and body, senses and mind are full of problems. So if he has to handle, some computer are so problematic. If you have to handle that computer, you will have people get so angry they bang the computer sometimes. So if he has to use the same good old body mind sense complex, then what is the difference? People think that when wisdom comes, then he is free from all problems. Means no financial problem, no physical problem, no sense organs problem, no mental problem, no problem at all. So wise person should not have. So wise person should not tell I have got backache. So people will say you are a wise you are a wise person, why you have backache? So people have this. Therefore, this question is that if a wise person is using the body mind sense complex and doing the transaction, how is it different from an ignorant person, a bound person? And if he is not using body mind sense complex, then it should follow. In medical science, it's called atrophy. Have you heard about atrophy? I was trying to get this one. When some tissue is not used, then there is atrophy. They are atrophied. So our body mind sense complex for a wise person should be atrophied and should follow. Should become dead. But you are telling the wise person is nandati etc. So he is alive. Prajahati yada kaman and yas sarvatran abhisneha tat prapya shubha shubham. So all these descriptions are showing what the wise person is very much in the world and transacting, and he has different situations. How is it possible? So either he is not different from a bound person who is bound, or his body should follow. Both should not happen. To that particular possible doubt, the answer is given. Ayam tu vitthana samaye sharirena indriya gramena antahkaranena pashyanapi apashyati. Our answer is yes. Ajnani drishtya or vyavharika drishtya, Jnani uses the body mind sense complex. So you want to answer yes. Vyavharika drishtya, he uses the organs. Paramarthika drishtya, from his standpoint, there is no body mind sense complex other than Brahman. And his body doesn't fall off because there is some karma called prarabdha karma. Vyavharika drishtya, you are asking from Vyavharika angle alone. And therefore, we say that Vyavharika drishtya prarabdham asti. And prarabdham is not neutralized by this jnanam, because prarabdha has started doing its job, and therefore prarabdha will make the body continue till the momentum of prarabdha is exhausted. And therefore, even though from the standpoint of a wise person there is no body mind sense complex apart from Brahman, but Vyavharika drishtya it is there and transactions are there because prarabdha karma, which is unopposed to dhanam, is there. But this comes as an anticlimax for some people. Oh Swamiji, so much we struggle and get Atmik Dhanam, and after Atmik Dhanam also we have to go through all prarabdha. Same thing. It is something like, you pay for AC and still you have to suffer with AC doesn't work. So you paid extra and still you suffer like any other person who did not pay for it. Sometimes it happens in the car, no? They don't run AC. In one place, one Delhi, Uber or somewhere, they have written the board. AC not working because we have to give 30-40% commission to the app. App will be there, no? Based on app it will work. Means that agency. Therefore, they charge for AC. Rate is AC only. I like that. Huh?
I also like.
So, it is like this. The person will say, Swamiji, इतनी मेहनत करके हमने ज्ञान प्राप्त किया और फिर ज्ञान प्राप्त के बाद भी तो यही हालत है. Same thing. After knowledge also. And this type of thing we tell later on when they are almost finishing Tattva Bodha. So in the beginning we say you are suffering from so many problems. People say yes. And all your problems will be solved. In the vision of Vedanta there is no problem at all. So very what is called bright picture is given. Like a marriage promise, Afterwards, nothing happens. So, This type of situation happens that so it doesn't. Again, in the same prarabdha we have to go through. So what is the difference? Our answer is that he is going to tell Pashyannapi Bhaditatvat Paramarthatah Pashyate. Even though he is saying these karmas, but Paramarthatah na Pashyati. He is not saying it in reality. Why? Bhaditatvat. Because karmas are negated. These actions are negated and prarabdha also are negated. Prarabdha karmas are also negated. Both. Then somebody it is only technical, no? So negated, so what? Negated में कुछ discount मिलता है क्या? So karma is prarabdha karma negated. This action which are done, kriyamanani karmani is negated. So what? But sorry, still I will pay, no? If prarabdha has got some prarabdha is there for pain, then will I have pain or not? Yes, you will have. But it's badita. But so what? Badita. So what? So people have this badita, but it is something like if somebody pinches you very, very forcefully, and say मजाक से कर रहा, but pain is say मजाक से कर रहा हूँ, pain तो होता ही है ना. So sometimes somebody slap, वो तो खाली है, मजाक कर रहा है. So person will have this question. It's a genuine question. When you are really committing your life to this jnana pursuit, these questions are very genuine. We should not brush them aside. We address this question. That we say when they are badita, they do not create sorrow for you. Pain can be brought about by prarabdha, but sorrow will not be there. Otherwise what? There is a pain and also there is a sorrow. Why I have pain? Only me. Why me? That question comes. Why me? And that brings sorrow. Why pain should come to me? Resistance. That resistance to pain brings sorrow. And that sorrow is not there. For a wise person, this sorrow is not there. Generally not there. Momentarily, we'll discuss this issue. Momentarily, he may pick up the pain of somebody and he may feel bad. Somebody is in great sorrow and momentarily, wise person empathizes with the other person and can have. But it's a very, very momentary, like an actor while showing a particular tragic scene and his response to the tragic scene, he will express. Momentarily he identifies with that frame, but he is free from sorrow. Similarly, this wisdom is responsible or brings about the freedom from sorrow. That is the answer. And before that, this wise person continues to act through the body which was there before jnana. It is not that once wisdom has come, this old body is gone, now new body. Now he has got new colors, the reading all new, fresh. The readings will be different now. Why? Wisdom, no? Therefore cholesterol is normal, everything like reset. There is no reset. Continue to whatever cholesterol he had before that or sugar, especially if they were there because of this physical reason, they will continue to be. And if they are there because of some psychological issues, that will go. But if they have taken this physiological route, then it will not go. So wise people have got sugar problems, we should not say. Because nowadays people say that all problems are psychosomatic. Only because of psychology or problem. So now we have double problem. When you say I have diabetes, so what tension you have? They will say that. Yeah, tension can bring sugar problem, but tension is not the only factor. There can be genetic factor, there may be some lifestyle because of some compulsion. All this possible factors are there. And therefore, the wise person continue to have the same body. To convey that idea, it was said, Mamsa Shonita Mutra Purisha Adi Bhajanena. Wise person also will have. It is not that he doesn't have to use washroom, etc. He also has to use. He is not, he is wise person, the free. He also will have. Similarly, his eyes, etc. may be working clearly, not working. Both possibilities are there. Not that one's wisdom is there, is by what way? 22 by 22?
20 by 20.
20 by 20. Not that 20 by 20. 20 means the 20 length, no?
20 feet. 20 feet.
The by 20 by 20 means what?
Means whatever, that exactly what a person sees who has that perfect vision at 20 feet distance, that he can see at 20 feet distance.
Okay. 20 at 20. That is the meaning. Oh,
Reference point.
Okay. So 20 by 20 means has that meaning? That whatever 20 by 20 means whatever a normal person sees at 20, he is seeing at 20.
20.
So 20 by 22 means 20 by 18 can be there.
18 by 20, 16 by 20, like that.
Oh,
Vision
acha.
effects are.
Means that whatever that normal person sees at 20, he is seeing as 18.
18 feet, 16 feet.
Oh, okay.
So he can't see that far exactly.
He has to come closer. Okay.
The thing has to come closer.
Oh, we can go closer.
But yes, both.
No, sometimes generally we only go closer. Anyway, that's good to know. Alright. So he continued to have whatever glasses, thick glasses or the thin glasses, he will have. And now we were discussing this. Next one is Ashana Pipasa Shoka Mohadi Bhajanena Antakaranena Kriyamanani Karmani. Karmas are done through the Antakarana, which is bhajana, subject to having what? Ashana, feeling of hunger. The hunger centers we have, you know that in our brain, hunger centers are there. Pipasa, thirst. And therefore I think some people may not get thirst because their center may be affected. So they have to remember to drink Ashana Pipasa. And Shoka Moha. That is a little bit challenging to explain. So we'll explain. It sounds challenging. When we have vision of Vedanta, no challenging. Otherwise, so how will you explain? Two ways it can be explained. Some people say one way also is difficult. So 2 ways we will explain. Achha, what are the 2 ways? One is, here it is the description of Antakaranam in general. Actions are done with the help of the mind, which is generally subject to Shoka, Moha, etc. Is it clear? Like, he has the body, whatever body which is subject to old age, but it doesn't mean he has old age. Is it clear? So, Jaradi mat shariram. But it doesn't mean that that person may have, he has the body which is subject to old age. It doesn't mean he has old age now. Is it clear? That is the first way of explaining Shoka Mohadi Bhajana. Means he does the activities with the help of Antakarana, which is subject to Shoka Moha. Shoka means grief, Moha means confusion. Okay. And Adipadena we can say Karuna, etc. Let us take some positive also. The mind doesn't have all the time problems only. People generally think mind is very problematic. To look upon the mind as problematic is also a problem. We should see that. Mind is an instrument. Don't look upon as a problematic. Anyway, the Shoka Mohadi. This is one way of answering this question. How a wise person can have the Antakarana, which is Shoka Mohadi Bhajana. For that one answer, it is a general, so we need not apply it to the wise person. Second is, even in the mind of a wise person, Shoka, Moha can come. How Shoka can come? I just explained that when somebody is suffering from very intense emotional problem, then because of empathy, there can be this, they call sympathetic vibration. In physics they call it, sympathetic vibration. They say that things are there, that the next line also will be vibrating. So sympathetic vibration. Yes, there can be sympathetic vibration. Not all the time, but in some situation it is possible. Especially the wise people who are, interacting with the society so much, and they are meeting so many people. Some wise people, they are having the temperament, so they go to Himalayas and sit in a cave. For them it is very unlikely, or very less. They also may have seen some bird flying, falling down. That person also can have. But these people can have. That is Shoka. And Moha, confusion. Confusion, which type of confusion? We can say confusion of Dig Moha, that is called. Direction. Whether it is this is east or west. Sometimes when we go to some apartment, we get confused about the direction. I used to have, when I was doing Sandhya Vandanam, I used to keep that compass. Because in Sandhya Vandanam, we are supposed to face the east in the morning when we are doing Sandhya Vandanam. So everything looks the same, and sometimes sun also not seen, otherwise sun. And sun also, sometimes morning, early morning is not there. And so we get confused sometimes. So Dig Moha can be there. And he can have Rajju Sarpa Moha also. Possible or not? A wise person can have. I told you that it was tree and we can see as elephant also. Possible. It's not that just because he has got Atmic Dhanam, therefore he will have clarity. He also 5 plus 7, he can say 13. Possible or not? Moha is there. Wrong, this type of confusion is possible. So therefore Shoka Mohadi, even for a wise person, it can be justified. And regarding Atma Anatma, Moha, generally he will not have. But in initial stage, when Dhyananishta is growing, that time because of samskara, momentarily it may come. But immediately it is dismissed. Like, this, your name is changed. When I take sannyasa, my name is changed. So, first, what happens that when I have to write my name, I will write the old one only. And sannyas diksha is, whole night we remain awake and so went into the river and all this. So we cannot forget sannyasa. Oh, I don't remember whether I take sannyasa. That type of situation will never happen if you have taken seriously. If you have taken sannyasa by post, then it is possible. Just Swamiji was telling. He said that somebody, he came from abroad and he said, I took sannyasa from this Swamiji. But this Swamiji is no more there. And you are coming first time. And now this Swamiji is not there. How did you take sannyasa? He said, I got by post. Sannyasa by post. Then if you have just changed the clothes, there is no seriousness about you may forget. But otherwise, this sannyasa you know very well. But momentarily, for some time, it may happen. And therefore, even that moha can be justified. So, shoka mohadi bhajanena antahkaranena kriyamanani karmani purva vasanaya. These karmas happen for a wise person based on purva vasana. What type of activities he will do? It depends upon the vasanas. Swami Taponji Maharaj, he went there and he did not come down. He did not go below Rishikesh. Swami Chidmayanji told him that Swamiji will get treatment for you in Delhi. So Swami Taponji Maharaj said, Delhi mein koi marte nahi kya? Means, if you go to Delhi also, person will die, So, Delhi mein marte nahi hai kya? He did not go. So, it depends. He was doing only his activities, what he used to love to go to Himalayas. He loved traveling in these mountains. So that was his activities. He traveled Kailash 2-3 times. And so many places he traveled. I think he has written the biography of that. So that was his activity. He will not do other activities. There is Swami Chinmayanji. He did so many activities. So Swami Chinmayanji was told by someone that, see, Gnanam you should not go and give. If somebody is thirsty, he should come to the well. Well doesn't go to the person. Chinmayanji said, you have this example, I have got another example. River goes to the person. Rivers go to different places. So you may be like a well, I am like a river. I will flow throughout the country. So he went all over. Different. Which is Swamiji's Prarabdha different. So these Swamijis, they travel. Whereas some Swamijis remain in one place. And they will be doing some activities, some minimum activities and some type of activities. Purva Vasanya. Some people have a lot of passion for serving the society. So after Dhanam also, that may continue. May not be with that anxiety, but still the care for people is so much that it will flow. Because Swamiji used to say that my sense of fulfillment means I am Purna. This appreciation will be, when it is assimilated, it will be expressed in the form of love and compassion. So it gets expressed. In some cases, it is expressed in a particular way. He will be just praying for the society. And some people actively do this. Purva Vasaraya. Based on that, we should not make a judgment. People do comparison. People say some people have got this policy, this approach. The wise people who are keeping quiet, remaining in the cave, they are superior Dani. And those who are moving in the society, they have so much vasanas, therefore they are inferior Dani. We will call them Dani, but they are in the stage 3. Whereas those who are remaining in the cave, not talking to, interacting with people, they are higher Dani. This is one approach. There is opposite also. What? Those who are simply sitting in the cave are inferior Dani. Those who are in the field, they are superior Dani. Why? They are in the field. Whereas you are in the barrack, they are in the ground. So who are superior? They are superior. Both are not correct. Gnanam is Dhanam. Dhanam can get expressed in different ways. Like, somebody asked, he said, after getting drunk, what this French people will do? They say they will dance or something. What the American will do? He will shout. What is the British will do? He said he will keep quiet. What will the Indian do? He will start advising. So same drink is the same, but the expression of getting drunk will be different. So it is not that there is a change in the quality of the drink. Drink is the same. The alcohol quality, the percentage is the same, but gets expressed in different ways. So similarly here, Purva Vasanaya Kriyamanani Karmani and Bhujyamanani Karmani. Kidrishani Karmani, Prarabdha Karmani. And that is said here, Bhujyamanani means being experienced. What are they? Jnana Aviruddha Arabdha Falani. Arabdha Falani is a Bahuri. Arabdhani Falani Yesham Karmanam. Tani Arabdha Falani. Prarabdha Karma. The karmas that have started giving the result, that is called Arabdha Karma. Means it is like an arrow which is already released. Sanchita karma is something like which is like arrows which are there in the quiver, and whereas these are Arabdha Falani, already released. So it will exhaust its momentum. Arabdha Falani. And these are jnana aviruddha. These prarabdha karmas are not opposed to, not neutralized by jnanam. Sanchita karma and agami karmas are destroyed, neutralized, prevented, but prarabdha karmas are not destroyed. Therefore, they are called jnana aviruddha. And there is another beautiful explanation of jnana aviruddha. Prarabdha karma and atmak jnanam, they have got good friendship. In Upadesha Sastri, this idea is given. Prarabdha karma and this jnanam, they are good friends. Means jnanam has got good friendship with prarabdha. In fact, jnanam is a little bit grateful to prarabdha. Why? Because a person could get jnanam because of conducive situations created by prarabdha. Therefore, jnanam is not hostile to prarabdha. Sanchita agami destroyed. But to prarabdha, it says you are my friend. So I will not destroy you. Like, some dictators, some people they will spare. Even Hitler, I think he spared some people. So, Jnanam is not like Hitler, but we have to see that much. So, Jnanam does not destroy the prarabdha because of this relation. This is a very poetic way of saying. Technical way of saying is that prarabdha has already started its momentum, and therefore jnanam, which neutralizes all karma, will not be able to do it. Like somebody comes and takes away my quiver, so all arrows are gone. But my arrows is released, he cannot take it. He has to run behind that. Before he runs, he is doing the job. So, jnana aviruddha phalani, arabdha phalani. This is vyavaharika drishtya. Paramarthika drishtya, prarabdha karma also are neutralized. This idea we had seen in Viveka Chudamani. In Viveka Chudamani, two approaches are given, whether prarabdhas are there or not. First he says prarabdha is there, and afterwards he says jnani drishtya prarabdha is not there. Then why Shruti talks about prarabdha? Because from Vyavaharika standpoint, and to answer the possible question that if all karmas of a wise person are gone and karmas alone are the sustaining factors for the body, then how come wise person is alive? If he is a wise person, he should be dead. He is alive means he is not a wise person. Very simple thing. And then Andha Parampara will happen, means only Ajnani will be alive. Ajnani alone will be giving dhanam. And to avoid all this question, Shastra is accepting this Vyavaharika Satta of karma. Paramarthika Satta is not there, Vyavaharika is there. Therefore he said here, Pashyannapi Kriyamanani karmani bhujyamanani cha karmani pashyannapi. Even though he is seeing, he is acknowledging the karmas which are done at the level of the body and karmas which are being experienced through the body mind sense complex, prarabdha karma experienced through body mind sense complex, pashyannapi badhitatvat paramarthataha na pashyati. He is not seeing them in reality. Means he does not see them with sense of reality. I have got prarabdha. What is the use of jnanam? If I knew that prarabdha also continues, I would not have got jnanam. That type of thought will not be there. Jnanam, one great thing about Jnani is that he is free from resistance. Buddhehe phalam anagraha. That's a very beautiful statement. Anagraha. Non-resistance is the outcome of buddhi, understanding. There is no resistance. If anybody says, we don't have some jerky feeling. How can you say like this? How can you do like this? in Atma Vidya Vilasa or one particular work is there by some Acharya, he says, the wise person is the one who will not be shocked or surprised even if the sun becomes cold and Agni becomes cold. It's okay, it's possible. Only happenable happens. If something is not possible, it will not happen. The very fact that it has happened, it was possible. So only potential is actualized. In a physics, the language they call it, potential is actualized. That's all. And therefore, there is no resistance. So even to prarabdha, there is no resistance. In fact, wise person approach is very beautifully described in Manisha Panchakam. Prarabdhaya samarpitam svavapuhu. One's own body is handed over to prarabdha. And prarabdha means what? To Ishvara. Ishvara, which is also manifested in the form of people around. Samarpita. There is no resistance. And therefore, wise person is not having resistance because he does not see any reality. If I am seeing the mithyatvam of something, one expression, one outcome is my insistence will go away. ख्वाब में झूठे क्या सच है क्या. There was a nice song. जो जिंदगी ख्वाब है, ख्वाब में झूठ है क्या सच है क्या. In dream, you cannot say that this part was real, this part was not real. Everything unreal. And why insist? रजब रोशना कीजिए, कोई कहे क्यों ही, हंस के उत्तर दीजिए, हाँ बाबा हो यूं ही. Let it be so. This, wise people, if somebody goes and does so many arguments, then it's ऐसे भी देख सकते हैं. That also okay. That also okay. Because that other person doesn't have the mind, so why to resist? ऐसे भी हो सकता है. See, there are some people in Rishikesh and all. They will go to different ashrams, and Swamiji, they said, Maharaji, I want to have satsang. Actually, he wants to test it, but he will say what nice satsang, and then will ask some question, and when Swamiji gives the answer, he for that another question. In fact, more is interested in asking the question than listening to the answer. Therefore, what happens? This Swamiji understands, and then the message spreads that this person is like this, and therefore when he goes to the next Mahatma, then he said, Maharaji will say, whatever you say is right. This person, I have not said anything. He said, no, whatever you are going to say is all right. So, because there is no point in resisting to that person. So, that's why when Mithyatva Darshanam is there, then there is no resistance. Why it should happen? And it disturbs. See, it is not simple resistance. Principally, it is not correct. You can say that from standpoint of dharma, this is not correct. It's okay. But you feel so disturbed about it. See, some people, they get so disturbed by wrong behavior of others. Swamiji, how can he do like this? I was so disturbed. That is unnecessary. Why are you creating more reasons to be unhappy? I always tell people, so you find out the reasons to be happy. Why are you in search of reasons to be unhappy? That's what some people are expert in that. So, you may say principle it is wrong, but it doesn't disturb you. Because Swamiji used to say, I have cognitive space. Somebody asked this question, Swamiji, so many people are telling their problems to you, whole day you listen to them. Doesn't it affect? He said, no, I have cognitive space. And because of that, he can see all of them objectively. And that's why Paramarthatah na pashyati. He does not see them with this sense of reality. And for that example is given. How is it possible? Katham. Then for that answer is given. Drishtanta. We have seen that Drishtanta is meant for what? Asambhavana buddhi nivaranartham Drishtanta. How is it possible? For that answer is given Yatha, just as Indrajalam iti jnanavan. You have to supply idam. This is Indrajalam. It's a magic show. Indrajalam is magic show or magic performance. It's only a magic show. Iti jnanavan, one who is knowing this fact. You are sitting in that theater or whatever and hall, and the magic performance is presented, and you are seeing that. You know that is magic. Therefore, what? Tadindrajalam pashyannapi, even while seeing that magic show, Paramartha idam, this is real. Iti na pashyati. He does not see in that manner. Oh, this is real. Suppose the magician is cutting that girl. He doesn't feel, oh my God, magician is so cruel. He is cutting the girl every show. Sometimes Sunday 3 shows are there. 3 girls every day is cutting. 1 month 90 girls is cutting. What is this? So cruel you are. He doesn't shout. He doesn't get up and shout. Why? Paramartha idam iti na pashyati. Sometimes people get carried away. I told you, once we went to see that Kelal, and one lady, when he was cutting, and after that cutting part is over, this lady thought really he has cut, and he thought that by his some magic power, again he is going to make her alive. And so she sympathized, the lady in the audience sympathized so much, said, "Usko jaldi jinda kar do, jaldi jinda kar do, jaldi jinda." So she thought that really this Kelal has cut. And therefore she thought that was she is not a Jnanavati. But one who is Jnanavan, he doesn't feel. He sometimes, magician will bring so many currency out of, some flower or something. Then we know that it cannot be real. Why? Because he is doing all this for getting money. If he can really do it, why should he? Paramartham idam iti na pashyati. And therefore what? Therefore he is not disturbed. His freedom continues to be there in spite of seeing the kriyamanani karmani and bhujyamanani karmani. Thus, it answered the doubt that whether wise person is using the body mind sense complex and doing the transaction or not. Yes, bahya drishtya, vyavhara drishtya, he does it, but since he does not see them as real, therefore he is different from an ignorant person. And this continues because of prarabdha. This is how the answer is given. And for substantiating this idea, this Shruti is quoted. Sachakshuhu achakshuhu iva sakarnaha akarnaha iva ityadi shrutehe. So in the previous paragraph, what was said? That even though a wise person is seeing the actions being done through body, mind, sense complex, and he is acknowledging the prarabdha karmas being experienced through the body, mind, sense complex, but he does not give any reality to that. And from his standpoint, means atma drishtya, swarupa drishtya, kriyamanani karmani nasanti and bhujyamanani karmani api nasanti. Actions done also not there, actions experienced, exhausted, that also not there. Atma drishtya nasti. Paramarthatah na pashyati. And here karmani stands for the entire world. Means it is not only karmani. Even these objects, even the kartrutva, bhoktrutva, all of them, paramarthatah na pashyati. And for that Shruti is quoted. And the Shruti which is quoted here is not traceable. Bhagavan Bhashyakara has quoted somewhere in Brahma Sutra, but where is it? We don't know. And Bhashyakara did not say, iti mundaka shrutehe, iti katha shrutehe, he did not say, iti shrutehe. And now we do not know. So why it happened? Because he is shrutehe, so he must have be having the access to that original. But we have lost some Upanishads. And therefore, it might be of that Upanishad which is no more there. Somebody was having the knowledge of that, some group of people, and at Shankaracharya time, so they knew the Upanishad and all, name, etc. Afterwards, that Upanishad was not taught to the next generation. And in those days, printing was not so much. Most of the time, oral tradition. Therefore, we lost it. Therefore, this type of situation happens. That when Bhashyakara says, Ityadi Shrutehe, and we don't know which Shruti. Okay. So, some people are very particular about this. So, which Shruti, which number. If he said, no, that people are disappointed so much. So, they are not interested in knowing the content. They are interested in knowing the number. That is academic approach. Sadhaka's approach is, I am interested in content. Okay. So what is the content? Sachakshuhu achakshuhu iva. This wise person, even though physically, empirically endowed with the eyes, chakshusha saha vartate iti or chakshurbhyam saha vartate iti sachakshuhu. And achakshuhu iva, but he is as though achakshuhu, not having the eyes. Even though he is empirically having the eyes, but he is as though free from the eyes. How is it possible? It is possible because chakshuradi manapi prapancha rupadya darshanat chakshuradi hinaha. Chakshuradi manapi, even though endowed with the eyes, etc., but prapancha rupadya darshanat, he is not seeing the rupa, rasa, gandha, which are the objects of the chakshuradi, as real. So his drishti is what? Sarvam Brahma. Sarvam Brahma means what? Sarvam nasti, Brahma eva asti. And because of that, he is chakshuradi hinaha. Prapancha rupadya darshanat chakshuradi hinaha iva bhavati. So he is having this eyes, etc., empirically, but from his standpoint, he is not seeing rupadi. As a person without eyes does not see rupadi, this person also does not see rupadi as something real, and therefore he is achakshuhu iva, as though achakshuhu. And some acharyas interpret it in different way. Achakshuhu sachakshuhu iva. Even though he looks upon himself as the self free from the eyes, etc., but from the empirical standpoint, he appears to have the eyes. Both ways it can be seen. But the first one is more contextual. Sakarnaha akarnaha iva. Similar idea. Even though empirically he is sakarnaha, karnena saha, or karnabhyam saha vartate iti sakarnaha, but akarnaha iva. Because he does not see the sound, he does not perceive sound as something real. Therefore, as if he is not hearing. Because from his standpoint, Shabda as reality is not there. Therefore what? Akarnaha iva. Ityadi shrutehe. Because of this shruti also, this idea which was given that pashyannapi parmarthataha na pashyati, that idea can be substantiated. Then, now this, what has been told in 219, is further substantiated by Upadesha Sahasri Shloka, which we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः.